Well, what if you're stuck at home and you have all your children, they can't go to school because they're closed, and they're not closed until the end of the year? Well, we have to ask our Fab Mom, Jill Simonian, how she's coping with her kids. And I heard you're like making them do this, the Pledge of Allegiance and everything. Hi, Jill.
Yes. Hi. Because how are you, Carlos? First of all, it's so good to see you. Any kind of face-to-face interaction these days, I think for all of us is so soul lifting, so it's really good to see your face. We do the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning, and we also do a prayer in the morning, and we do things to progressively pass the time day by day. So that's what's happening here.
So, I mean, at some point it became very real, right? Like, the kids aren't going back to school. They can't be on their video screens all day long. They can't be just running around the house, causing mayhem. So you structured your day pretty well, didn't you? You figured it out.
I did. And I figured it out fully to the credit. And my sister is a teacher, and we talk daily, and my mom was a teacher and my grandmother was a teacher. So it's sort of like, I've sort of had these voices in my head about, creating a schedule for kids. And pretty quickly this is our third week under, safer at home distance learning, as we all call it. So this is our third week. And I will say from the get-go, even when all of this was supposedly only going to be for maybe like 1 or 2 weeks, I said, I knew for my own sanity, for their sense of security, I said, I'm just going to, we're going to have one day is like a free day. Oh, it's a mushy day. We're going to figure out what this day is about. But then the days after that, I started on a schedule just to keep all of us productive, to keep all of us active. And, we have our moments. Don't get me wrong. There are snippy, crazy moments. But all in all, it's been working pretty well. And it's a schedule that I started from 10 to 2, and it's a loose schedule, but it is a schedule.
What are you telling your kids now about all this? And of course, they're missing their friends. They want to go out and play. What do you say to them?
Everyone is missing their friends, and I've always been a big believer of being honest in a very age-appropriate way. My girls, I will say, they're in this, what I like to call, I call it like the sweet spot for age, because even though they're older, they're 8 and 9, they're still little. So I'm not dealing with the teenager emotions and I'm also not dealing with the toddler years, which is a whole different ballgame. And I think about parents who have toddlers at home right now, and it's like, my heart is aching for you. But with my girls, I've been very honest. And from the get-go, when we first started this distance learning, I said, here's what's happening. There's a sickness that's going around the world. Nobody knows what it is. The scientists and the doctors are working around the clock to figure this out. And our job right now as students and teachers and parents, our civic duty, and I told them that word, civic duty. And I said, our civic duty is to stay home and do this. And we're on a team and we're going to do this. And I sort of, even though I'm scared inside, don't get me wrong, I came from this, I'm not scared, so you're not going to be scared either, and we're going to do this. And I'm looking at this as a way to sort of empower them as to here's what we can do, as opposed to here's what we can't.
Well, that's why you're the Fab Mom. But now here's the question I have for you.
Yeah.
Are you the Fab wife?
I don't know. That is a darn good question.
Are you guys getting on each other's nerves?
We were. And I'll tell you, because my husband, my husband's a doctor. He's a surgeon. Right. And as of, the days are running into each other now. But, last week, I think it was, he officially had to shut down his private practice because he's a plastic surgeon and a lot of his cases are elective. He is seeing a few patients here and there, but for the most part, he is home and he's only doing Skype consultations and, office paperwork, administrative things right now. But he's been home, and the first few days I was like, I had this homeschool thing going 10 to 2. We do lessons, we do recess, I had this whole thing. And the first day he was home, it totally jacked everything up. And I was like, you're ruining my schedule. But after that, we've sort of found this rhythm, and he stays to himself, and then he comes and helps us. And then what's really great is that he's here now because I tell him full on, I go, I'm going to be really honest. I'm this close to breaking. I need to go in the room I need to go in my room for like 20, 30 minutes.
You need a break, yeah.
We're starting It started not good, but now it's ending up pretty good where this situation is forcing us to really try to be a team. So it's okay.
So the two things we've learned is to get your kids on a structured schedule.
Structured schedule.
And be open communications with your spouse to keep your sanity. Jill Simonian, our Fab Mom, we miss you. We love you. And I wish you the very best. We'll talk again in a few days, okay? Be well.
Okay. You too. Bye.
Bye.